Hello and welcome to TUI Books. I'm Surbhi Rawat, a lifestyle journalist, and today we have with us a popular Indian TV actress, Chhavi Mittal, who's also a blogger. Chhavi recently added another feather to her cap by turning an author with her debut book titled More Than a Mama. As the title suggests, in this book she shares her motherhood journey and what she learned through it. So welcome, Chhavi.
Thank you so much, Surbi.
All right, I'll dive into the questions now. First of all, if you could tell us a bit more about the title of the book, More Than a Mother.
It's more than a mama. The book is about basically how a mother is so much more than just a mother. And this is my own motherhood journey of uh, getting back on my own 2 feet after the pregnancy, how I changed my lifestyle during the pregnancy and after it, and how I got back into my fitness regime, how I kept my mental balance and my peace of mind, and how I fought the postpartum depression and a lot of other things like that. And it's just basically my endeavor to tell the women that a lot of women feel that once you become a mother, you're just a mother and everything else should take a back seat. So that's not the case, in my opinion. I think when you become a mother, you just become a version 2.0 of yourself. And that's so much more than who you were before being a mother, but that's also so much more than just being a mother.
Okay, so how did you come up with the idea, the thought of writing a book and telling your journey?
So when I was pregnant the second time, I started getting a lot of how should I put it? A lot of questions from fellow mothers about motherhood, pregnancy, and I realized there that the people had so many doubts in their mind about little things, and I would find myself answering those questions on a one-to-one basis. And then I thought that okay, let me start a YouTube channel so that I can make videos about questions which are common. And I started
Hmm.
doing that. But even then, I felt that I still continued to get the same questions about which I was already making videos. And I thought that probably this needs to reach out far and wide so that everybody can know the answer that I have to give for a certain question. And that's when I decided to write a book. Also, I felt that there's only so much that I can explain in a video. But when you write a book, it's in detail and I when I started writing, I found that I could also remember so many things which I generally, they're just there at the back of your mind and forgotten somewhere, and I brought all those things out, and it was a very wholesome experience for me too, to just put it all down there on paper, and
Hmm.
I felt that it would help a lot of other fellow mothers.
Right. So, since this is your debut book, so what were the challenges that you faced, and what was your writing process like?
So the biggest challenge was to detail everything out, because as a content creator, a video content creator on digital, we have initially I was a TV actress. On
Hmm.
television, when you tell stories, they have to be really stretched, okay, because you have to make thousands of episodes with one simple story, so you have to stretch it out a lot. But then we started making content for digital, and we realized that the shorter it is, the crisper it is, the funnier
Hmm.
it is, and people enjoy it more, because viewing time, the patience that people have to view a video is actually diminishing, and the size of
Hmm.
content is becoming smaller every day. When we started, there was long form on YouTube. Today was actually
Hmm.
short form content. Now short form content is 15 seconds long, and
Hmm.
15-minute long videos are long form content. So
Hmm.
I was already trained for years to make everything concise. So when I was writing the book, I kept feeling that no, this is going to be boring. I can't say something in 10 lines which can be said in one line. So I would find myself concising everything. And then my editor would tell me that no, you have to make it lengthier. This is too short. You can
Hmm.
make it lengthier. There's still so much scope. And then I had to unlearn that and relearn the art of writing this way. So writing scripts was something that I was used to, but writing a book was a totally different journey for me, and I really enjoyed it.
Okay. And anything you think you should have known before becoming a debut author? Anything about writing or the process of publishing, maybe?
I think whenever you do something new, it's always a journey that you
Mm,
embark upon, and you always look forward to the new learnings that you take along. So I'm very happy with the way everything went, and Rupa Publications has been really, really supportive, and the whole thing has been a learning experience for me, and I've
mm.
enjoyed every part of it.
Right. So coming back to the book, it's very candid when I read through it, and you have, very openly shared your thoughts about, how women are being judged about maternity fashion and the myths that you busted. And so, if you would like to tell us a bit more about it, and one of the myths that you unlearned from your own journey.
Well, most of it I've written in the book, but I
Hmm.
feel that even as a mother today, when I see a pregnant mother, it is just our tendency to go and give them gyan because we feel, oh, we've done it. I've done it twice, so I know it better than you. But it is such a wrong way of thinking. And I now control myself to not give unsolicited advice to a pregnant mother because I know that more than the experience that I've gained, I have learned that as a mother, when you go through that journey, you make your own learnings. And it
Hmm.
is just like writing a book, it was my first time. So I learned a lot of things while I went along, and I'm sure it'll be even better the next time.
Hmm.
Similarly, when you're a mother, you're making your own discoveries about your own body, and the doctor is telling you so many things about the baby. You don't need anybody else coming and telling you, don't do this, do this. And every pregnancy journey is different. So, what I
Hmm.
faced is not necessarily what you're facing.
Hmm.
So, that is something which is the biggest learning. And I think amongst the myths that I busted, the funniest for me was the snake myth. I was walking in the garden and somebody came and told me that there is a snake somewhere here which has been spotted, but you don't need to worry because snakes don't bite pregnant women.
Hmm.
And it was really totally illogical for me because was I going to take a chance and find out that whether this is true or false? No, I don't want to be around a snake even when I'm pregnant or not, whether they bite pregnant women or not. How does a snake know that I'm pregnant? So anyway, these guys, some myths like that were really hilarious, and a lot of people believe them.
Hmm.
So yeah.
One more thing that you have mentioned in the book is, how you were doing weights and going to the gym even when you were pregnant, and it was frowned upon. So, if you would like to share a bit more about it, and how it's, as you said, pregnancy is a journey. You should do whatever you feel is right for you. So, if you would like to
Yes.
elaborate that.
A lot of people told me that I should do yoga when I'm pregnant. I don't know why. I did yoga also. I did
Hmm.
yoga the first time that I was pregnant because that time I had never gone to the gym. I'd never lifted weights, so I wasn't going to try something which I've never tried suddenly now that I'm pregnant. Now when I'm
Hmm.
pregnant, so I continued doing yoga, and it was very good for me at that time. But after I had my first delivery, I started going to the gym and doing weight training, and that had become a part of my life and a part of my body. My body is so used to doing weights now and so not used to doing yoga that just like the first time I wouldn't start weight training because it was something new for me. Similarly, the second time that I was pregnant, I wouldn't start doing yoga because in that case that was new for me. What is my body accustomed to is weights, going to the
Hmm.
gym and doing weight training. And I understand my body. I understand that the center of gravity changes when you're pregnant after a few months, and I kept everything in mind while I designed my workouts. And yes, a lot of people felt that, oh my God, what is wrong with this woman? She's going to deliver the baby right here while doing a squat. I actually got those comments that the baby's going to fall out. What are you doing? You're doing a squat, sumo squat, and the baby's going to fall out. It was funny. But I didn't, I just laughed at those comments and didn't pay much attention to them and continued doing what my body was okay with and what my doctor allowed. Because if the
Hmm.
doctor is okay with it, then nobody else should have a problem. And also, I feel that in internationally, we see a lot of women working out. I feel much more than women work out in India, as in
Hmm.
weight training, I'm talking about. So, when internationally you see women, pregnant women also working out that much more. And in India, it's frowned upon because when a woman is not pregnant, even then she's not going to the gym. You understand?
Hmm.
So, for me, it was normal, so I continued to do it.
Talking about working out, I think in India, women especially, they don't take care of themselves as much as they should. They're more giving. They're more used to taking care of others, but probably they don't take as much care of themselves. As a
That's
mother to kids,
that
would you like
absolutely
to
right.
say?
So I feel that that is absolutely right what you just said. But also adding to that is that somewhere, probably because of social media or probably because of peer pressure, women have started believing that being thin is what is being fit. But that's
Mm,
not the case. Being thin is not being fit. You
mm,
could be slightly overweight and yet be so much fitter than somebody who's thin. I mean,
mm,
it's just not a parameter. It's like it's just not a parameter anymore. I mean, you need to be strong enough to go about your daily business without feeling tired or exhausted. You need to be strong enough so that you're fit at 50, 60, 70. And the goal should be that. And I think to achieve that goal, it is very important to maintain muscle mass, which a lot of people don't prioritize at all. They just want to be thin. And by being thin, they starve themselves. To be thin, they starve themselves. And in the process, they lose the muscle mass, not the fat, which is why weight training I feel is very important. And especially for women after the age of 30, we tend to lose 3% of muscle mass every year. So until
mm,
and unless you don't put it back into the body, eventually you will be left with very little muscle mass when you really need
mm,
lean body mass to protect your body from injuries and to be um, energetic. So, so yeah, which is why I believe in weight training and I believe in the diet to be wholesome. And I have never ever ever dieted in my life. Dieted meaning I've never been that a small eater. I've always had large portions, but I've always eaten right. The only thing that I avoid is junk food, deep
mm.
fried stuff or packaged things which are not good for you. I always try to eat home cooked meals, and that's about it. Yeah.
Right. You also spoke about postpartum depression in the book. So,
Yeah.
how did you deal with it, and what, according to you, should new mothers know about it? How can their family and friends help in such a situation?
So the first time around, postpartum depression hit me really hard because uh, even though it was a planned pregnancy, I had no idea what it was going to be like. I had no idea what I had signed up for. And I kept thinking that the journey ends once you deliver the baby. But I was so wrong because the journey begins once you deliver the baby. Pregnancy is the golden period. And once the baby comes in your hands is when the responsibility begins, which is something I don't know why I just totally missed it. I thought that once the baby's out, then it's the two of us. So
Mm,
I can take care of myself, and so many other people can take care of the baby. My mother's there, my in laws are there, my husband's there. But once the baby came in my hands, I realized no, I don't want anybody else touching this baby. It's mine, and I'm going to take care of her. I'm going to guard her with my life as if somebody's out there to get her. And I became one of those mothers who would actually not let anybody even change the diaper. And I took so much workload on my head. And also being a workaholic, that frustration started building up that I can't go back to work because I can't leave this little child alone.
mm,
I can't leave her with a nanny and go. Or
mm,
with my husband, I didn't even trust him. I just wanted to do everything myself. For the first 2 years, I went absolutely crazy. And then slowly, slowly, I realized that no, she's another human being,
mm,
and it's okay. My husband's taking good care of her, and every now and then going to work and prioritizing yourself is okay. You don't have to be guilty about it. You don't have to feel that your life is over. I actually felt that my life is over. So I want
mm,
to tell all the mothers there that again, the book, the title itself says more than a mama. You're not just a mother. You're also yourself. You're also a human being first. You're also a woman first. You're also somebody who has her own likes and dislikes, somebody who has her own work. So don't under prioritize that, and learn to have a work life balance so that you're happy, you're not having the mom guilt, and the child is happy.
mm. Um, I wanted to know if now talking about books in general. Are you a reader, and do you spend quality time with your kids, or reading to them, or or are they a reader?
My daughter is a voracious reader. She really can read, and I have to tell her to put the lights out at 11:30. I have to tell her, please just go to sleep because I'm somebody who sleeps at 8:30.
Hmm.
She's actually somebody who's sleeping the last in the house now. It's a good habit, and I feel I'm really happy that she's not, at least she's not somebody who's watching TV or playing video games and things like that. She's reading, and she
Hmm.
likes to read all kinds of books. Harry Potter is her favorite, but she likes to read all kinds of books. She also reads the Reader's Digest. She also reads a lot of other authors. And I feel that it's enhancing her language skills. She understands a lot of words which children her age don't. And she's also somebody who's able to express herself far better because of the vocabulary that she's and the word power that she's building. It's amazing. My son also loves to be read to, but he's only 4, so he reads the fairy tales and nursery rhyme books. But he also loves being read to, and if you read any other book which is his age appropriate, he loves it. He's totally, he's all yours and he's focused and he asks questions in the middle. What does this mean? What does this mean? He asks, so he wants to understand what the story is, which is great. I feel that they are children of two writers, and we like to create stories and they like to read them. So it's a perfect balance.
And lastly, one thing that you would like to share that you have learned through your own motherhood journey.
I think the one thing that I've learned through my own motherhood journey is that once you become a mother, you become, um, I think I felt like I had so much power once I became a mother, which I did not know that I had.
Mm.
And I realized a lot of things about myself after being a mother, which I did not realize before I was a mother. I was just floating. I was just floating. Whoever's somebody is kicking me this side, so I'm going this side, somebody's pushing me there, I'm going there. It was like that, just going with the flow. But once I became a mother and responsibility came on my shoulders, I realized that no, I cannot allow people to do that to me. I have my own choices. I am an individual, and I suddenly became an individual at the age of 32. It's not that I was young. I should have been an individual much before that, but I think motherhood changed a lot for me. And I started getting the wisdom to understand who's my friend and who's not, who's a well wisher, who's not, how to be more articulate in life, and how to fight for my children. These things, these were skills which I built just by being a mother, and also to be an entrepreneur. Everything happened after motherhood for me. Before that, I was just actually dependent on various different people for various different needs.
Thank you so much for your time, Chavi. It was lovely talking to you, and all the best for your book.
Thank you so much, Surbhi.